Hello, everyone. It's William here, and whew, it's been a day as usual. It's always a day here. Um, One of the things, sorry, I'm a little bit late. I have cat hair over my face. Gilbert is not feeling well today. We don't know what it is yet. He started throwing up earlier this morning, this afternoon, and he's been resting all day. So we're hoping it's just a stomach bug or a little bit of a cold. He has a little bit of a runny nose. So he's right now, we brought him up in the room here and he's sitting in his window. He likes to sit up in this window and he hasn't gotten too much recently because this room is closed off. So we put him in the window and he's neighborhood watching and keeping an eye on things. He's just really low energy. He doesn't have a fever. And he's just low energy, doesn't want to eat much right now. So I think he got some kind of stomach bug. So we're going to keep monitoring him throughout the day and throughout the evening and keep an eye on him. So any positive energy sent this way would be much appreciated. He's our biggest boy, normally very healthy. There's been another cat around outside too, which I think has added to his, it's made him crazy. So it's added to his stress levels. So I think he got himself worn out. We're hoping that's all it is. And hopefully we'll get him to eat a little bit something tonight or tomorrow morning. So we're going to keep monitoring him and we'll get him to a vet if he doesn't improve soon. So we'll see. So any good energy is much appreciated. Pam is here. Hello, Pam. Thank you for joining us. Harry is here. Hello, Harry. Pam says, I bet you're going to have me spend more money tonight. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Tonight, we have more of the estate sale. So Andrew went over all of this yesterday. It's a friend of his that he's known for a while. They are retiring or have retired, I believe, and they are getting rid of their stash. And they asked if we could help. This is no huge moneymaker right now, right? These are things that are small. What you'd kind of expect in somebody who beaded for a long time in their stash. Yesterday we did seed beads and Andrew showed you a bunch of those. I have a bunch of lots. We're going up to 77, I think today, 29 to 77. I don't know how many that is. So 50 some, right? 50 or 40, 48 lots, something like that tonight. So they are mostly glass of some sort, little baggies, but everything tonight, every lot tonight, let me get the banner, only $1.25 each per lot tonight. So that's going to make it easy. Nothing is going to change prices. It's kind of like the $1 a pair we did for the Chinese ceramic, the vintage Chinese ceramic or porcelain beads. These are estate beads. They are little packets of beads, mostly Czech glass, I believe, and some Czech crystal. And they're going to be the small packets. They're going to be $1.25 each, much less than a strand. Some of them could be stranded up probably and sold for a little bit more than that. Czech glass strands are going up and up. But for now, we're keeping them. These are the old prices that were marked on the bags. Andrew's friend said to just use the prices that are on them. They're more trying to, pass things along and, whatever money they recover from it is great, but they're trying to get them in the hands, I think, of people who are going to use them. So I think it's going to make it very easy and very affordable tonight. It's going to be another very affordable night. I think we've been doing a number of those recently. Sometimes we have gemstone strands that are $300 on the show, and sometimes we have bead lots that are $1.25 each. And tonight is one of those $1.25 nights. So a little bit of something for everyone. If you're just started getting into beading, this I think is a great time to pick up a number of little things. These are great. You could make earrings out of these. You could use these for spacers. You'll see they're kind of rounds and bicones and things like that. So they're good all-purpose things. These are all vintage things, I believe. So vintage colors, cool stuff. I'm going to try and take most of them out of the bag so you can see them outside of the bag. Some of them are stapled shut, but I'm going to see if I can get around that and try to show you out of the bags. Yesterday, Andrew left them in the bag because they were seed beads. Once you open those and make a little, even the littlest hole in a bag, they go everywhere. These are a bit bigger, and so we're going to try and show you everything. So hello, Susan. Hello, Suzanne. Thank you for joining us. My comments jumped. Michelle is here with us. Hello, Michelle. Marianne is in the house, right? Hello, Marianne. Hello, Norma. Susan, was that? I think that was you. You got another tornado warning. Hope you're staying safe out there. Let's see here. Janice is here. Hello, Janice. Michelle says, feel better, Gilbert. Thank you so much. Anne is here, says, healing vibes to Gilbert. Thank you so much. Michelle's asking you, Susan, is it safe where you are? Everyone's saying hi to Gilbert, sending him some good vibes today. Let's see here. Feel better soon, Gilbert, says Marianne. Norma says Mischief has something wrong with her eye. She has a vet appointment first thing tomorrow. That's sad. Hopefully that goes okay. Good vibes to Mischief, and hopefully all is well. Hopefully all kitties are well by tomorrow, right? Everybody's good. Send out the good vibes. Susan sends healing vibes to Gilbert too. Thank you so much. Marion says, cats of the family get well soon. That's right. Everybody stay well, right? We need everybody to good healing energy. Susie is here. Hello, Susie. Thanks for joining in. Susan says, the dangerous storm system has moved east and we're safe. Oh, good. I'm glad. I wasn't sure if you were going to be even on here, if you'd be in the basement hiding out. So I'm glad that is good news. Hello, Busy Beating. Formerly Jewelry Designs by Rose. Thanks for joining us out there on YouTube. More lovely temptations, says Marianne. Right? It is. It is. Tonight is temptation. It's only $1.25 a lot. Now, like I said, these are small lots. They're little baggies. But, you know, like I said, I think the price is right. The price is old on these. We have not increased the price on these. So whatever was marked on these bags, they were all marked $1.25 way back when. So you're getting the same price today as our friend got a long time ago. So, or Andrew's buddy, as he says. Susan says, I hate storms. We were under severe thunderstorm watch. Sirens went off. I hate severe storms, tornadoes, and tornado sirens. Whew, that has to be scary. We had some scary wind through here yesterday, and I thought we were going to get something crazy. And it was, I mean, it was crazy out, but luckily it wasn't too bad. I got up to the cottage today and finished my mowing and did all the weed eating around the cottage and got that done. So that was a big hurrah for me. I was happy to get all that done. It looks so much better now that everything is mowed and weed eated. And got a little bit of exercise in that way. My arm, this arm from holding the weed eater, I'm like, it's shaking a little bit because I'm not used to engaging this one particular muscle on my left hand. And that was the muscle that was holding the weed eater up most of the day. So I switched arms here and there, but you can see if I move it a certain way, it starts shaking. So that muscle has been used more today than normal. But it was good. Finally got that done. And Andrew had won an online auction. Some of the stuff that we use our Patreon money for. We won an online auction for a cordless weed eater that accepts the same batteries as our cordless lawnmowers. So he got it super cheap, and it is so nice. We first had a gas weed eater at the cottage a long time ago. Well, it's only been a few years we've had it, but when we had it, we had a gas one, and that's just such a pain, right? You got to keep gas around, and it stunk up the place, and we don't have an outside shed, so we kept it in our inside closet. Not a good thing. So we once that broke, which it did, we got an electric one. And then it's like every year we break a weed eater. I don't know why, I don't know how, but that one broke. One of the, actually it didn't break, I don't think. One of the pieces flew off of it that hold the spool in, and we couldn't find it. We've never found it. So we replaced that with another corded. That one was a corded electric that replaced the gas. We replaced that with a corded electric, and that one somehow, I forget what happened. It melted down. Something happened that we could not get it. I think couldn't get the spool open. I don't know what happened on that one. Something, I was trying to think, something melted down or something did something because we were trying to open it up. We could not open it up. So that one went away. I think we were on our fourth. I think this is our fourth weed eater at the cottage in like 4 years that we've had it. Maybe 3 years. 3 years we've had the cottage. It's crazy. But this one is like a powerhouse. You would think for a battery operated cordless weed eater that it wouldn't have much oomph, but it is taking down like sticks, like things that are like wooded weeds, like weeds that have been there for a while and have gotten thick, or the ones that grow real fast, and it's just knocking them down. And I'm like, this is pretty nice. And that's on the slower speed. It has 2 speeds. So it just pretty much took everything in its path out, and I was able to clean up the daffodil beds and clean up around our fence posts, or what we have posts that kind of designate the driveway, and get those cleaned up and around the cottage cleaned up. And one of our pear trees came back. I thought they were all dead. I thought all of our pear trees were dead. We had 3 of them. 2 of them I think are gone. They're not leafing, but one of them has leaves on it. The tops died off, but it's shooting out new things. So we got to get that wrapped up this year before the deer find it again and eat it down, because it's actually really leafing very well right now and it looks really good. And I don't know if you can cut off the tops of them. It's probably not great. So we're just going to try and probably let it grow, maybe look up and see what kind of trimming we can do to it. But yeah, but I weeded it around all of the trees, whether they were dead or not. And so got the lawn mowed, looks much better, feels much better. I'm still covered in grass particles and things. I just kind of finished that up and came here in time to make lot numbers and jump live here. Check on Gilbert. We brought Gilbert up here. He was hiding in his little cat tower. He has one of the little boxes he gets in sometimes when he's not feeling great. So he was in there. Andrew's very worried about him. So Andrew is not feeling great. So he's probably not going to be on the live today, but that's his baby boy. So he's very worried. And so again, any good energy for Gilbert, our big, he's not our little boy anymore. He's our big boy. Is much appreciated. Hello, Sandra. Thank you so much for joining us. Who says, "Oh no, Gilbert, all of my kitties send their love." Thank you. Thank you. You hear that, Gilbert? Getting good vibes. Michelle says, hubby has his first appointment tomorrow. We are hoping they can help him with his pain management. That would be good. That's a hard thing, right? I don't think I realized he was going through something. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully all the appointments tomorrow go well, and tomorrow's a good day for everybody. Let me see here. Janice says, so hard when the fur babies don't feel good since they can't tell us how they feel. Sending good vibes to Gilbert. Yeah, you just got to kind of guess. And I'm just keeping an eye on him, and he's kind of moving around still, and it's just, yeah, he's in there. I think he has an upset stomach. He threw up, I guess last night and a little bit this morning, and just mostly food, it seems like. So it doesn't seem like he got into anything. But he's, I I think he just has an upset stomach, and just, sometimes, just like us, they don't feel good. So I'm hoping that's all it is. And I'm talking a lot about it because I'm trying to talk myself, keep myself consoled that way too, I guess. Oh, let's see here. Amanda is here. Hello, Amanda. Thanks for joining us. Janice says, we are going through our share of weed eaters too. Very frustrating. Yeah, they certainly do not make them like they used to. We had growing up, we had weed eaters, and they lasted decades. Like, I don't remember ever replacing a weed eater growing up. Like, they lasted a long time. And now, we're on our fourth in like 3 years. I don't know. They don't make them like they used to, right? But this one, I'm hoping, knock on wood, it's a pretty expensive one. We just got a really super good deal because Andrew got it in an auction. One of those kind of closeout places that they buy, and the boxes are damaged. Like this one had a damaged box, and they can't sell them as new. And so he got a really good deal on it, and it's a little powerhouse. So I'm hoping that it lasts a long time. Let's see here. What else is going on? Marianne says, chicken wire cage, do not top your pear tree. That's what I was thinking. It's probably not good, because then the water and stuff gets down inside there. So we'll see what happens. It looks like a piece of it broke off. I don't know if it was the wind or if something happened. So we'll see. But it looks like it's getting nice, and it looks very healthy down below where it's coming back out. So we do need to get wire around it. We bought wire and stuff to put around our trees. Well, we bought things to hold the trees up, that you post them in the ground and it keeps them growing straight. I don't know if it came with wire or not, but we need to do that. Let's see. Hugs and healing for Gilbert and Andrew. Thank you, Amanda. Sandra says, healing thoughts for Gilbert. Thank you. Hello, Danette. Thanks for joining us today. Danette missed a lot. Gilbert's not feeling well. That's what's going on, Danette. She says, I missed a lot what's going on with Andrew and Gilbert. Gilbert's not feeling well, and that's Andrew's boy. So he's having a rough time with him not feeling well, because we just had that major scare with Barnaby not long ago. And, there's been a lot of sickness and some things around and death around. So he's not feeling great. He's got that bad feeling, and so that anxiety. So I'm keeping an eye on Gilbert. We brought him up here in the room. Andrew was going to hang out, but he just wasn't feeling good. So Gilbert's up here sitting with me in his window that he likes to sit in. And so trying to let him get some fresh air and just kind of chill out. He was down in his cat tower box that he likes to sit in, but he's been there most of the day. And so we figured pull him out and get him some fresh air by the window. Hopefully he feels better, and just being able to keep an eye on him. Let's see. Pam's back. Says I fell asleep. Hi, everyone. Yeah, you were here early, Pam. I saw your comment come in very early. Janice says, crazy weather here. Air conditioner was on early this morning. Heat will be on soon. I know. I went out today. It looked so sunny. Yesterday was hot. It was like 70 something yesterday. It was 67 today and felt less hot. It was a little bit windy, but it was nice weather to mow and weed eat in. So I was happy about that. Danette says, I understand. Hugs and healing. Thank you so much. Suzanne says, Charlie just meowed some good vibes. Thank you, Charlie. Cheryl says, oh, hi there. What am I buying tonight? So tonight, all lots are going to be $1.25 each only tonight, and they are estates things again. We had seed beads yesterday. There are a few seed beads, but because Andrew's not here today, I don't know what sizes they are. So I left those out, and I'm doing mostly all check glass. It's gonna be little check glass baggies, like the baggies we had of seed beads yesterday, but check glass. And they're only $1.25 a lot, period. Every one of them. So, like I said earlier, this isn't this huge money-making venture, but it is, as Andrew said yesterday, when we started our store, we had the idea that our store should do as much as it can to help, help our friends and help people who are getting into the hobby and help support the craft itself. And so sometimes, even though it's not huge amounts of money, that we're trying to send out into the world or make, because part of each one of these sales, that's the way things work. Part goes to them, part goes to us. It's not a huge amount, believe me, but it's, sometimes you do the things that you do to help the people that you care about. And, we don't want these sitting around. And I think Andrew explained this person has, sat on these for a little while, and it's time to kind of move on from what they were doing. So that's my understanding. So we're going to take a look at some check glass today. It's going to be check glass, little baggies of check glass. And they are old baggies, just like yesterday. They're a little bit dust ridden and sometimes falling apart. So we're going to take a look at them. And you're getting the $1.25 prices that are from who knows when. I don't know when these were actually purchased, but it's quite a while ago. Norma says it was hot here, over 80, but the thunderstorms and cold front are moving in overnight tonight. Nice, I guess. Hot, 80. That's a little bit hot for now. I'm happy with this 65 to 75-ish weather. I'm okay with that. We got lots of people on Instagram. Thank you all for joining. Lost Your Marbles Pittsburgh. Friend Maria, thank you for joining us. And Perry is out there. Ripa is out there with us. I don't know everybody. Gretch Matcha is with us. Lots of people out there, Deborah. I'm trying to read. Out of the Rut Studio joined in. Katja, hey, hope you're doing well. Good to see you if you're still out there. Priscilla joined in. Shane New Jewelry joined us. So thank you all for joining us and hanging out with us on Instagram. Sorry, I have to look this way for Instagram. And we're getting my side profile. I don't see them up here. Everyone else comes up on here if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube. So thank you so much. Please hit the share button on this and share with your friends. Again, especially if you know people or you've been talking with somebody who's just getting into the hobby, this is a great opportunity to get little baggies of beads that they could use for spacers or to start making earrings. Earrings are kind of one of those things, I think, when people start jewelry making, they often want to get into first. So these are little check crystals and check glass beads that would be great for doing something like that. And at only $1.25 a bag, you make a few of them, use a few of them in each bag to make some earrings. They're going to be able to go to shows and start, kind of generating money by selling that. It's super easy that way for people just getting into it who don't quite know what they might be doing yet or what their style is. But for $1.25, they get a little baggie of beads that they could probably make 2, 3, 4 pairs of earrings with, and really be able to people are generally, they start with the earrings and they get super interested in attending markets and shows. And oftentimes they start out, because they're just starting, they start out at kind of beginner shows where they don't, that you're not going to be selling the $300 necklaces at a lot of these shows. And so this is a great way to be able to recoup their money. And I'm not going to say it's a guaranteed way to make money, but there's a very good chance at $1.25 a bag for these, you're going to make some money. Let's see here. Marion says, I started with necklaces. Yeah, I kind of started, when I started making things, I think I started with bracelets. I started making bracelets. But yeah, everyone starts different. But I know in store, when we do classes, a lot of people, like we teach generally necklaces and bracelets first, because stringing is pretty easy. But there are some people who just want to learn earrings. And usually that takes a little bit of wire wrapping, which is why we start people out generally on necklaces and bracelets. But the number one, when you ask what would you prefer, it's generally earrings is what we hear. We kind of tend to start people, say, let's start with a bracelet and get some basics going. But then we'll start into some wire work too. I get it. Susan says, Phil the fidget cat wouldn't come out from under my husband's chair until his squeezy snack was produced. He doesn't like storms. Yeah, that's another thing. There's been a lot of storms, and Gilbert gets very tense during storms. So between what I think is maybe a stomach bug and also another cat coming around outside and the storms we've been having lately, I think he's a little bit wrecked. He's just a little bit not feeling great, a little bit stressed out. So I'm hoping that's all it is. And like I said, he's resting. He seems to be breathing fine. He's sleeping. He hasn't been moving around much, but he doesn't seem to have many issues moving around. So I'm hoping he's just resting. Just like we all do when we get a cold or get a little sick. He doesn't have a fever. His nose is running a little bit. He drooped his nose a little bit. So I think he just has a little bit of something going on. Danette, I did get your email. I haven't gotten to answer it yet, but I will. That's one thing I wanted to say, and not to point you out, Danette, but Andrew and I were talking, and sometimes we're a little bit confusing. Sometimes we answer your questions on the live about orders and things, and sometimes we don't. We are going to make it a general policy that we're not going to, and that you can email us. And sometimes, like I said, especially because I was out working in the yard today, I didn't get to my emails yet. But there's really not a lot of good answers we can usually give you during a live. So let's just make it a policy that if you have a question about an order, about anything, just send us an email first and give us a day or two to answer. We don't always get we don't even get to emails every day. Sometimes we try to. I shouldn't say that. We do try to, but sometimes what is in your email takes some looking up. So while we read emails every single day, we don't always reply right away. Because sometimes we have to look into it. Sometimes we have to wait for Barb to be in. Barb is in like every other day to ask her about something. So give us a few days, 48 hours or so, to get back to you. We don't answer emails on the weekends. I've made it a policy for myself just to not answer emails or check them on the weekends. That's just to give myself a breather a little bit, because we don't always take the best care of ourselves having our own small business. So I did set that up for myself. I don't answer emails on the weekends. And that's not anything, I don't think it's anything that we haven't asked before. It's just that sometimes I do try to answer questions on the live, and a lot of times they're vague, because I'm just like, yeah, I'm looking into that, or here's what I can say about this without outing what you're asking about, and I don't like to say too much on the live, just like we don't like to say who got what claims. I don't also like to discuss your personal orders or order history on the live. So from now on, we're just going to ask for emails, and it's going to be a general policy that we do not answer shipping questions, order questions, anything like that during the live. We will ignore those questions if they come up in the in the timeline. So we have a lot of people watching today. There's a bunch of people on Instagram, over 20 some people watching on YouTube and Facebook. And while to some people that's not a lot, to us that's our kind of average, and that's a good viewership. I wanted to say that now, while a lot of people are watching, that we are going to start ignoring any questions regarding orders or history or problems. We don't get a lot of problems, but and you all are very patient when we do have issues. We will continue to try to keep you updated when things are running late or when things like that are happening. We don't want to keep you out of the loop on anything, but we're not going to discuss any personal order history or things like that. And so that's that. And that really doesn't have much to do with your thing, Danette, because your thing I have to talk to Andrew with and see anyway. So and he's not been around much today, or I haven't been around him much today. So while we're talking about our numbers, please hit like, hit share. And if you're out there, we got a ton of people popping up on Instagram suddenly today. Thank you all so much for watching. Please say hi. Please say hi. I sit here and chat with y'all for about an hour sometimes before we even start our selling part of the show. And it gets really boring, probably for everyone, especially me, if I'm just talking about our stuff and talking at you. So we like to know you're here. We read comments everywhere as much as we can. We respond to them. We are not one of those companies that just, ignores everyone who comes to watch them. A lot of people don't even take comments or really reply to people. We try to reply to almost everyone. And that's why I wanted to make the comment about the orders and the questions, because we will start to ignore those if they pop up in the timeline. And we don't want you to think we're ignoring you or your issue, but email is the place to go for all of that. And the email is always across the top here, info@allegorygallery.com. You can also find us on social media @allegorygallery, and of course our website, allegorygallery.com. Susan got into the 80s today, and the temps are supposed to drop in the 40s. Yeah, our low today is going to be 53, but I saw we're going to get down low. We're supposed to, on Saturday, Sunday and Monday are supposed to be lows of 34. Next week, low of 33. Highs in the 50s. So it's all over the place right now, but that's spring, and I don't mind that. Jamila Shook joined us over there. Luan934 joined us. Jane Greer. Jen Katz joined us on Instagram. Not Cursed Art. Our friend Charlie joined us. Thank you so much for joining us over on Instagram. Let's see here. What is going on? Pam says, I started with wine glass charms. No confidence to do anything else. Well, hopefully you've gained confidence now. Because that's great to start with. Keep her going, right? Keep her going. Sandra says, love that, Pam. Wine charms. Yeah, right? That's a good idea. And a lot of people actually, that's a more popular thing than you think. Especially if you're people we know, they're like, oh, I'm going to have a dinner party. Can I do some wine charms? If you don't know what that is, I'm assuming I know what you're talking about because we've done them. But they're the little charms that you put on the bottom of your wine glass at a party so that you know which wine glass is yours. If you set it down and you're like, who sat that down? And did I set it down there? Did I set it? You have the little wine charm. If you remember what charm you have, it tells you what glass is yours, which is kind of a great idea. Should do it at more parties. Should make that a thing more often. Let's see here. Michelle started making bracelets first like me. Nice. Did have some windstorms yesterday, so maybe that's it. It's been windy. It's been windy everywhere. Let's see. People talking about the weather, right? Love talking about the weather here. You two have to take a break during the weekend. We don't really get much of a break, but I do take a tech break a lot of times. So I don't always see a lot of Facebook posts and things like that. I've been trying, honestly, to stay more away from Facebook and social media a little bit. I'm kind of hitting and running a little bit on that. And so I caught up a little bit yesterday and a little bit today on some of your stuff in the Design Challenge group and sent out some likes and some hearts and all that. Some of you did the AG Live challenge yesterday with the Delicas. That was great to see. And also the Chinese ceramic the day before. So I like that. I like that. But we're trying to make more of a point of, taking a little bit of a break, a little bit. Sandra says making bracelets. I started making bracelets first. Yeah, me too. And, we're really not taking breaks. We're doing a lot, but we are trying to, in this new world of ours, this new chapter we've started, this new day, as we get the store up and running, we're trying to figure out what our schedule is together and how the week is going to work for us. And it's really nice, honestly, that I don't have to either get up very early to mow the grass at the cottage before the store opened, or Andrew has to do the live because I have to go mow before it gets too dark. It's been nice being able to go like mid-afternoon, go mow the grass. So I'm really enjoying this schedule. I think Andrew is too. It's not quite perfect yet in the way we want it to happen, but we're getting there and we're working on it, and it is nice. It's nice to be able to just go outside, do a few things, do some projects, and then come back, do the live. And then usually we go back out and do some more projects. So that's the way it is. Facebook users out there, sorry I don't know your name, but hello back. If you go to streamyard.com/Facebook, you can authenticate yourself so we can see your face and your name. Hello, Rose. Thank you for joining us out there on YouTube. Susie's coming to say hi on YouTube. Thank you so much. Michelle liked and shared already. Yes, please like and share. Please send out that good energy and let people know we exist, especially, like I said, for this show at $1.25 a lot tonight. I think it's going to be a nice, inexpensive show for somebody just getting into the hobby. A lot of these things we're going to show you are little baggies of stuff that they could use for earrings, or you could use for earrings, little dangly crystal earrings or check glass earrings. And I think that's one of the best ways you're going to use some of this. They're just nice little things, little baggies. Like I said, there's not a lot in each one, but they're only $1.25. So I think it's a good deal, especially since that's the price probably since like the 90s. So we didn't raise the price. Let's see here. Whoop. And all the comments jumped. Sue says maybe that weather jump is causing Gilbert not to feel his best. Could be too. He's usually not so prone to weather changes like Barnaby. Barnaby gets asthma. And boy, when it got warm for the first time here the last few days, Barnaby was coughing. But that's his normal cough. It wasn't a sick cough. Gilbert's just feeling low. And it could be temperature changes. It could be a lot because, like I said, the thunderstorms, he does not like thunder. He doesn't like storms or loud wind. There's another neighborhood cat coming around, a new cat, which had him so riled up the other night. He was like licking, like he couldn't stop licking himself. Like he was going crazy, growling. And we heard something. We were like, what is going on? And we thought it was just the cats, fighting with each other, which they sometimes do, or getting upset with each other, which they sometimes do. Then we finally went and looked, and it was like his tail was big, his fur was up. He was going crazy trying to get that cat to go away. So that was a whole thing, which I think led to a lot of stress for him. So it's a lot of stuff, and I'm hoping that's all that it is. Suzanne's doing another decluttering now. Nice. We need to do that. I guess we kind of are. When we sell our stash and our stuff, that's kind of what we're doing. Kind of. Michelle says, I know when the weather is jumping around, I don't feel good, so I'm sure pets feel the same, right? Marion says, I realized I don't actually have delicas. Most of my Japanese sea beads are Tohos. Well, we had a delica sale yesterday. So if you missed out on any of that, there's still more. Check yesterday's video, and Andrew did delicas, so please feel free to check that out. I hope you all like the chatting. I know our regulars like the chatting before, but if you're not used to our channel, a lot of people who sell online, they jump right in. They say, okay, let's get the sale started. We like to hang out with you and get to know you, and hopefully that's your vibe too, because if that's your vibe, you get that pretty much every weekday with us, and you can hang out every weekday with us around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time and just hang out with a great group of people who really like to know what's going on in each other's lives and like to build that great creative community. If that's your vibe, stick with us. If that's not your vibe, you're gonna get tired of us fast, because it's already 46 minutes into this video, as I see, and we've not even started the live selling show yet. So that's how it normally is. I'm just letting you know, this is not abnormal. I hate to kick people away, but I'm just going to be upfront. If your vibe is not hanging out with a great group of people and getting to know each other at the beginning of every show, you probably not, tune in like an hour late, 50 minutes late, and then you'll whenever we start, add 50 minutes, then tune in, and you'll get to see the sales. That's pretty much what I'll say. Don't go away. You don't need to go away, but don't start tuning in until like 50 minutes after we start, and then you'll catch the sales pretty much, probably right on. I have both, but my Tohos are not AG. Most of my delicas are AG. Thank you. Yeah, we don't do a lot of Toho stuff, I don't think. We've not really had a lot. I think we did more before. Anyway, I did post the Delicas challenge a bit before the live. Nice. Marion says, need to restrict my purchases though. Sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes we all need to do that. I'm in that position right now. I'm on restriction. So I get it. It happens, right? Everything's a flow, right? That's why somebody told me that's why they call it currency, because it's like a current. It flows. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. I thought that was funny. I never thought about it that way. But let's have an abundance of flow, right? Let's all just imagine all that currency flowing toward us, filling up our bank accounts so that we can pass that on and fulfill our dreams, right? Let's envision that for each other, the AG Bead fam out there. Everybody just collectively imagine us all with lots of currency coming, right? That'd be great. I like that idea. All right. Hopefully you like these tonight. Like I said, they're small little baggies, but they're only $1.25 each. Easy to buy. Everything's going to be the same price tonight. And here is how we do that. If you are new to us, to purchase from this video, we're going to give you a lot number for every single lot we have. They're going to start with an ES number today. You're going to take that lot number, put it in the subject line or the body of an email, address that email to info@allegorygallery.com. info@allegorygallery.com. It has to be the whole thing. We are not allegory.com. That happens a lot. info@allegorygallery.com and hit send. You don't have to put anything in the body of the email if you put it in the subject line. So for example, we're going to start with like ES29 because we had 28. I think we had through 28 yesterday. ES29. And you put that in the subject line, address it to info@allegorygallery.com, hit send. If you want 3 of those, because we might have 5 available and you want 3 baggies of it, put ES29 times 3 in the subject line and hit send. If you are brand new to us, please make sure you send us either at the beginning of the show or at the end of the show, if you've claimed anything, your shipping address. We must have your shipping address. I cannot send an invoice without a shipping address. It's going to make you put in your shipping address again, but I need to know what kind of taxes to charge on things. If you're in Pennsylvania, I need to know that. Let's see. Charlie says, I love hanging out. I'm also on restriction, LOL. happens, right? Marion says, that's a good analogy, and may the powers that be provide for all of us. Yes. Let's raise that tide, right? AG Bead Fam, we're going to raise the tide. We believe the raising tide raises all boats. The rising tide raises all boats, right? And we firmly believe that. That's been like our tagline since we started the show, the store, since we started not just this show, the whole show, the whole store. We believe the rising tide raises all boats. So the better we do, the better we can do for our community, the better the community does, the better everybody does, right? So we're very much into that. Sometimes that woo-woo talk stuff, because it's, you know, it's true. It's true. When we do well, we try and make sure other people do well, and you just pass that along. So yes, let the powers that be provide for all of us out there. And let's bring that currency flowing in, right? Let's raise the tide on that currency for all of us. Sandra says, I have a lot flowing out, so I'm praying I get more inflow, right? That's right. We're all going to get more inflow. It's just think about it. Close your eyes for a second. Think the whole AGB fam, all of our friends out there, all of our community out there. It's coming, y'all. It's going to come. It's going to come our way. We're good for it, right? Just take a moment and believe it and imagine it. We're going to make it happen. Let's do it. All right. Let's also get this show on the road. So let's start the shelling. The shelling? We don't have to shell anything. Let's start the selling portion of our show today. Let me flip this camera around. You're going to see our ceiling. We're not fancy. Maybe when all that currency starts coming in, we can finally get fancy with our camera system here. But for now, we're pretty low tech. Low tech. I mean, got some of the best smartphones in the world, right? But first world problems. All right, let's put this here so we neutralize our color a little bit. Get our color back to normal. Let's see, we can shell out. That's right, right? Okay, I'm gonna take a drink real quick, so pardon me. Okay. First, I'm going to do my best to keep these in order, y'all. But here's what we do, just so you can see. We put all the lots in a bigger bag, and right now I don't have medium-sized bags. It's either the small bag, which our lot papers don't fit into, or the large bags. So I have a lot of these large bags, and they're getting a little unwieldy back here. So I'm going to try and make sure I give you the lot numbers in order, but they may go out of order at some point. So don't mind that. It really doesn't matter because, you know, you're going to buy them by the lot number. So it doesn't matter if they go in order or not, technically. Okay. Like I said, some of these, Sandra's been doing a lot of packing. That's good. Does that mean does that mean good things? That things are approved? Did I miss something? Did things go through? Did we get a house deal? What's going on? Not to call you out. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. You can just ignore me. But was it accepted? What's going on? Okay, so this is ES29, and it's a little baggie of blue hearts, and they are drilled top to bottom. And these are check glass. I believe everything tonight is check glass. And so it's a little baggie of blue hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 in here. And I think each bag is the same. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't count each one. So they should be around there though, because they all look similar. And there are 4 of these lots available. 4 of them available. So if you'd like to purchase 4 of them for $5, right? It'll only be $5 for all 4. You can do that. I'm going to try and keep an eye on a number of these we have multiples of, but sometimes we just have one. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on the emails and let you all know if we sell out of any as I can see them. But look at those. Now you could easily, like I keep saying, you could take you could really just take 2 of them, put them on an end of a chain, use a little head pin, right? Put a little head pin, wrap it around a little bit of a chain, put it on an ear wire, and you could sell those little cute things. And so you paid $1.25 for all of these, use 2 of them, and sell a pair of earrings, even if you sell it for $5, right? If you're just starting out and you're just starting to go to shows and you want something that's a quick seller, there you go. Make a pair of earrings for $5. Well, sell it for $5. You're making it for a lot less. You have to have the ear wires and a little bit of chain, but that doesn't take a lot of money either. And there you go. So that's ES29. And I'm going to try and get these back in here. That's going to be the challenge of the night. Suzanne says, yes, Sandra, hope things are working out. Michelle says, you got your house, hopefully. Susan says, Sandra, I hate moving. I don't envy you. Yes, moving is not fun. But the moving part, well, the packing and moving is not fun, right? But the excitement of a new whole chapter is very nice, right, Sandra? I think so. Not quite approved yet. Conditional moving even if it changes. I have to put a lot down. Long story. I think I will be much happier there. Oh, good. Oh, good. Well, that's all positive vibes. That's all good stuff. And I know you said even if you have to put a lot down, but hopefully that all goes well. You're taking a nice big risk, right? And generally, we like to think those pay off. Okay. Marion says, just don't forget the cat. Never. Never, never. Okay, next up. ES30. ES30, if I can get the bag open. These are the old bags that don't have, these bags, our new bags have like one level that's lower, so they're easier to open. These do not have that. So let me get in here. This is ES30. Check glass, little faceted rounds kind of. Xander says, would never forget my baby. Love her so much, right? Don't forget the if anything else, you forget anything else but the babies, right? Never forget the babies. So these are check glass in this beautiful red color, only $1.25. And there are 4 lots available. And remember, this is an estate sale, so every sale helps not only us, but the person we're selling for. All right, ES30, $1.25. Sandra said those are pretty, right? And like I said, this could be, like if this were strung up, this could be a strand's worth. Like really, when you think about it, if you strung those up, that could be a strand's worth, but they're only $1.25 then, $1.25. So I think these are really good prices. They're, like I said, they're old prices. Really, they should be a little bit more probably, but it is, what it is. The person we're doing it for said just keep them where they are, so we're keeping them where they are. And they were $1.25 back in the day, probably in the 90s. And there are 4 lots. We're down to 2 of those now. ES30, we are down to 2 lots, everybody. Michelle says it's a great price. I think so, but sometimes we're in this so much. We try and keep up with what everybody's doing and pricing, but like I said, I think what you can do with these, whether you're using them as spacers, whether you use them for earrings, whether you buy a few and make a little bracelet, you're going to make your money back if you're selling this stuff. Michelle says, I have these. Nice. Susie says, I had a good week, went to my radiation oncologist for my last visit. April 23, 2019 was my 33rd treatment, 5 years. That's awesome news. That is so awesome. Last visit, That's great. All clear, 5 years. That's super. Congratulations. We're very happy about that. That makes me very happy. That makes me, you're such a good person and a good friend, and that makes me so, so happy. Oh, let's see here. Marion, this is definitely one of today's strands. Yeah, strands are getting smaller, right? Smaller. And generally more pricey than that. These are green rounds, little green rounds. Look at those. That's a good green color. That's like the color of my shirt right now. Thanks everyone for the positive vibes. Keep them coming through the process. Yes, Sandra, of course, of course. Susan says, between the hubs and I, we have several thousand books. I love our books, and I won't leave them behind. But at our ages, we would have to get help to pack them. I get that. I get that. Sorry, everybody. My phone is dying. Let me see. I need to move over a little bit. Let me move my show over just a little because my phone cord doesn't reach far enough. And there we go. We're charging now. Okay. Charging now. Sorry, everybody. So green rounds, $1.25. Let's move the whole show over. How about that? $1.25, penny. There's the penny. And ES31. So ES30 is completely sold out. Thank you so much. We still have some of ES29 and here ES31 available. All right. See, this is why Andrew didn't want to open the other ones last night. I'm trying to open them because otherwise you see this. And see, those were a big difference. Those were a big difference between that and what you saw, because I'm not opening them again. How about that? How about that? Sandra says the green ones are pretty too. Yes, they are. Michelle says, how did you plug your cord in with one hand? I have to use both hands. Yeah, it's one of those things. You start to get used to that kind of thing when you're doing live shows, doing things with one hand, showing with one hand always, and then doing other things with the other hand. Student says, amazing colors, right? Dennis says, I used one of your triangle thingies to dump the beads in. Yeah, I should have one of those. I have found like 8 triangle thingies at the cottage. Do I bring any of them home? No, I do not. Of course. There should be like 8 of them around here too, but who knows where. ES32 black hearts. ES32 black. This one's a little bit dirty. ES32 black hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 again. 15 black hearts. Those are nice. Now see, this is what I'm talking about. Let me show you. We have, if I just showed you them in a bag, and I'm not lying, $1.25, everybody. See it marked? You can barely see it on there. $1.25. If I showed you them here versus here, would you buy that one? Maybe. A lot of you bought the stuff yesterday. I'm not complaining. And the seed beads, there's no way. Like I said, as soon as you put a little hole in here or tear that bag apart, those seed beads are going to go everywhere. But these are bigger, and I can show them to you so you can see them. Dennis is my fancy name, triangle thingies. That's what we just call them, triangles, because I don't know what else you call them. I only own one triangle holder thing, and I always forget to use it. With seed beads, you got to be kidding. Michelle, You got to use that. You got to use that. It's so much nicer. So much nicer. Dale is here. Good evening at work and just tuning in. Thank you for joining us, Dale. We're doing every lot $1.25 each tonight. We're doing estate sales to help out a buddy of ours. Just get rid of some of their stash. So these are old prices from like the 90s probably. And like I said, we're using those. Our friend said just use those prices. They're not looking to make tons of money on these. We're not making tons of money on these. We're just helping a friend out, and you know, it's always good. There may be more things coming though, so that's it. This is the start, right? We'll see how it goes. If y'all buy a lot, they might keep sending us stuff. We can keep getting some good deals. ES32, $1.25. There are 8 of these lots available. If you're interested in ES32 and you want more of these hearts, 8 lots of the black hearts available. Sandra says, what a difference, right? Between in the bag and out of the bag. These are old bags. You can see they're old bags. They're dusty a little bit, but they are what they are, and they've been in someone's collection for quite a while. I'm sure you all, or many of you anyway, have bags that look like that. ES32, 8 of them available. Michelle says, haha, I do forget. Yeah, seed beading and you're not using your triangle, that would make me crazy. Makes me crazy enough to seed bead. I have a sticky mat that I posted with that on the challenge. Nice. Sticky mats are good too. But putting them back, how many things back? I don't know. Okay, these are really cool. Here's what they look like here in the bag. Let's get them out of the bag. ES33, we have 4 of these lots available. And so that's them in the bag. And look how pretty they are out of the bag. These are old check glass beads in these kind of beautiful colors. Got some magenta, some greens, some blues. Just kind of metallic, beautiful, shiny colors. It's like the kind of colors you get sometimes with the chrome, right? All those beautiful colors in there. And you get a pack of them for $1.25. 4 packs available. ES33. ES33. 4 of them available. There's buy a penny if you want size wise. I don't have my, well, I do. I could tell you these are a little harder to get. These are 4 millimeter beads, y'all, if that matters. Things like this I don't often think matter too much, but maybe it does to you. So I'll try and remember to do more of the sizing. ES33, 4 now down to 1 of them available. ES33, 1 of them left. We've sold 3 of them so far. Thank you so much. I'm having a hard time keeping up because my papers keep getting flipped over. I think 30. Where am I at here? 32. We had 8 of them. We've sold 1, 2, 3. So we have 5 of 32, the little black hearts. Those are still available. I saw a number of them come up. I couldn't remember how many were available. Pam says, my money tree hasn't blossomed yet. I'd love to say give a package of everything. At this price, though, that's not... They're like 48 lots, I think we figured tonight. 7, 6, 5. Yeah, I think there's like 48 lots tonight. What would that be? About $50, $60, something like that. I get it, but these are really... It'd be pretty easy to do that on these. Charlie says, I just pour my seed beads onto a bead mat and then use the cover of their container to put them back in. I should get a triangle. Yeah. Triangles make life much easier. They also have a tendency to disappear. Triangles hide themselves away, I think. All right. Michelle says, I would love to buy more Delicas, but until we can get more income in, can't yet. I get it. Believe me, I get it. These are little kind of matte clear check glass beads, coming in at 4 millimeters again. Matte clear, 3 lots available. ES34, $1.25 a lot. 3 available. ES34 matte clear rounds, or I guess drooks, as you'd call them in Czech speak, right? Bermuda bead triangles, pretty much, Charlie, pretty much. And hopefully, Michelle, you can get some income coming in. That'll help, I know, help everything. It's hard out there. It's hard. You're doing great, though. You're doing great. You have a lot of good things happening for you, and I'm super happy about that. And the income will come, right? We're all sending good energy to the whole AG bead fam. That currency of cash just keeps flowing our way, right? Just keep thinking that the whole show. We're gonna keep bringing that up, right? Keep bringing that up. Close your eyes every once in a while. Send that positive energy to the whole AG bead fam. We're gonna keep getting lucky. We're gonna keep currency coming in. We're gonna keep good things happening. Our pets, our family, good things. Just imagine good things for the whole AG bead fam out there. So we try and do every day. We are so thankful for all of you, and we appreciate all of you out there. These are 6 millimeters. Michelle says, yes, positive energy to everyone, right? These are 6 millimeters. Marion says, expect abundance from the universe. Yes. Yes. I keep listening to these people and these books where they talk about like abundance is the natural thing. We slow it down. We slow down our own abundance by putting limits on ourselves and thinking we don't deserve it or it can't be true for us, when really abundance is what the universe gives. And we got to tune into that, right? Sandra asks, are those different than E31? Let me put these back in the bag real quick and let me pull E31. I think E31 was smaller. Yes, E31 was smaller. Those are 6 millimeter. And E31 is also more green, whereas I would call 35 kind of like that evergreen, a little bit of blue green, like a sprucey. Okay, so here is, these are 4 millimeter. Let me put one, I can get one out of those. So 4 millimeter is E31, ES31, 6 millimeter ES35, and if you can see, this one's a little bit more blue-green, and these are more like kind of more like a true green. Hopefully you can see that difference. Let me put another one of these out. There you go. I think you can see it better that way. All right. Yeah, every lot tonight should be different. Andrew and I went through them all and sorted them all out. Now, it's not saying we couldn't have made a mistake or that we duplicated something, but they should all be different tonight. All right, so that's ES35. Susan says almost a teal color. Yeah, it is. ES35. $1.24 each. $1.25 each. There are 4 of them available. Boy, sometimes I lose my brain. I think about too many things at the same time. Do y'all do that? I'm trying to think about and watching the email, and then I'm trying to talk about the amount when I'm also looking at how many are available. And it all comes out different. Sandra says, I love them both. Yeah, right? And like I said, you can make money off of these, everybody. There is no way you shouldn't be able to make money off of these. Like I said, put them on a little dangle earring. And even if you're selling those earrings for $5 or $6 a pair, you're using 1 or 2 or 3 or using 2 to 4 maybe of these, you could do a double dangle and some chain and put it on an ear wire. And if you're going to shows out there, you could easily make your money back on those. ES36, there are 4 of these available. These are a little bit lighter green. We're back to, I think, the 4mm. Yeah, back to 4mm size, but in that light green. It's like a seafoam green, right? Maybe? Is that the right color? Back to maybe celery? No, that's a little bit too wild for celery. Too green. Maybe. Could be celery. That's a little bit celery-ish. ES36, $1.25. There are 4 baggies of these available. There's Andrew jumping on in the comments. A lot of these are great for stitch markers. That's another great use you can make with these is stitch markers, right? So we've already talked about a number of things. You could do earrings, stitch markers. These would also be great for those wine charms, the wine glass charms that we were talking about, Pam, earlier. Mary says, my celery is that color. There you go. See, finally got celery right. ES36, $1.25 each, and there are 4 of these available. Oh, my mom joined us over on Instagram. Mom watching over on Instagram. Hello, hello. I see her on Instagram here more than most, and I didn't even know you used Instagram that much. I think Instagram sometimes gives you a better announcement that we're live than some of the other places. YouTube's very good about it too. I would say Facebook doesn't, because it gets lost in comments sometimes. It's lost in comments. Susan says, feel better, I think, to Andrew. Yeah, I think Andrew's just a little bit upset because of Gilly boy. Gilbert's resting in the window. He seems to be resting pretty well. He likes to sleep in this window up here, and he hasn't been able to get to do that in a while. It's up higher, and he can't be bothered by any other cats outside or anything. So I think he usually likes to be up here, but because we've had this room closed off because the girls want to steal from it and cause trouble, he hasn't gotten to be in here. Lovely deep purple, and I think these are 4mm. 4mm, yes. 4mm deep purple. ES37, $1.25 only. 9 lots of these available. Got a lot of these ones. I think 9's the most we have of things. 9 of those. Beautiful deep purple. Go with amethyst stuff or mix and match, right? See, that was some carnelian. I'd like that with some carnelian. Put it with some silver or gold. Purple works great with both. Pam says, Facebook is weird the last 2 days for me. I have more groups and ads and no friends. It goes through spurts like that. Goes through definite spurts. My Facebook is serving me up a lot of stuff, a lot of groups that go completely against what I generally believe. So I have been blocking groups like crazy and blocking pages like crazy on Facebook lately. I don't know what's happening, but suddenly everything I'm against in the world is coming up as a suggestion for me on Facebook. I think it's another reason I kind of backed away from watching it too much. It's getting a little bit tiring. But Facebook is where most of you are at for us most of the time, so we're still going to be there, of course. Marion says, stitch markers are very useful for making patterns like Argyle or Nordic sweaters. Danette says, my Facebook is doing the same thing, a lot of groups. Sometimes you have to tell it you want to see more from friends, Marianne says. Yeah, I go through, whenever it's doing stuff like that, I go through and I go and I think about the friends I want to hear from the most, and I go and I like 10 things on their page. So I'll say, oh, I haven't heard from so-and-so in a while on Facebook. So I go to their page, their profile, and I hit like, or love. Usually it's love. I love stuff because I love to spread the love. So I'm like, no, I'm not hitting on anyone by giving all these hearts. I just love spreading love, right? I love the stuff y'all post. I think that should be the default. And then it, if I only like something, you get a like. That's a little bit of a like, Otherwise, it's a heart all the time. Anyway, I do that, and I hit love on like 10 of their posts. And then I think of another friend I want to hear from, and I do that. And then those friends start popping up. The more you do, that's why we're always telling you, please like our posts, please heart our posts, please share our posts, please comment on our posts. Because the more you interact with us, the less likely it is that Facebook will stop showing us to you. It all works that way. The more you interact, the more you get. All right. Here's a light green. Now this one, let me see. This one looks similar to the other one. Let me see. Which one was that? Nope, it's this one. So I want to show you the difference inside the bags. So we're getting even lighter. So there's Marianne's celery. There's our celery, maybe that's been sitting in the fridge maybe a week too long, when it gets a little bit soft and wilty, right? It gets a little soft and wilty. It starts turning that little yellow color. There you go. There's our celery. My mom says, I don't use Instagram, but the announcement, yeah, they announce, you get the announcement. Amanda says heart versus like. I send hearts. I pretty much heart everything. I don't know if it makes a difference on Facebook if you heart something, if you see more of it, but I do heart a lot of stuff, and it will start showing me more of that stuff. Pam says, exactly. I've learned that if you don't hear from someone. Yeah, if you don't hear from someone, go and like a bunch of their stuff, and it'll start popping up again. In a lot of, there are some things that they do that you just aren't going to see. No matter how much you do, you're not going to see it. But really, if you stop hearing from a friend, a lot of times it's either because that friend slowed down in posting or because you haven't been liking their content. I've learned that. So when I'm like, I haven't heard from so-and-so, wonder why? It's because I stopped liking a lot of their content, or I missed something. So the more you like, the more you'll get. But Facebook does go through, I think, cycles, and they do cycle people in and out. I believe that too. Andrew says, we used to be next to a knitting shop, and the woman who owns it is world famous for her cable making. So we used to get tons of knitters come by for stitch markers. That was when Andrew was in the store more. Michelle says, I do more hearts than likes on Facebook too, right? Yeah, why not? So this is ES38. There are only 2 of these available in this light color. Light color. ES38. Getting people all over the place in the emails, and that's fine. It's hard for me to keep track, so I'm sorry I'm not letting you know what is definitely sold out or not, but I know because some people watch these videos a little bit behind. I think sometimes the claims come a little bit behind, so I have emails all over the place, starting from the beginning, coming up now, so I'm trying my best, but I don't think I'll be able to keep up with what's sold out. So if you see something you like, just go and claim it. It's always first come, first serve. It's always fair. We don't prioritize anybody over anybody else. A lot of people are like, well, you have some better customers than me, and don't they get priority? No, we don't do that, because the best way to do things is fair. And you can always be fair if it's always first come, first serve. That's the way we do it. ES39 is this one. It's a metallic kind of brassy color, bronzy, shined up bronze. ES39, there's only one of these. So if you like that, grab it, because there is only one available, and it is the 4mm size. Susan says, I try to heart all the time. Me too. Me too. Pam says, I believe you're right, William. I wish I was there to help figure out what's left and send out a list of what's left. Oh my. Yeah, that's not easy. I could send out lists of what's left, but I would only be sending, like, taking pictures of everything. But if y'all want, like, I could maybe make up a list of what's left if that's something people would be interested in, because I do a spreadsheet, but I could only tell you the lot number and the quantity left. Is that something that would help any of you? I don't know if that would, I never did it because I just figured people would probably want to see in pictures, but if that's something that might help, I can maybe do something like that at the end of the night or the end of the week, maybe like a week in review. Like maybe a week in review, I could send out like, here's the number, the lot numbers and the quantities left, or maybe just lot numbers, maybe not even quantities, but here's the lot numbers that are left in like a spreadsheet form or a graphic that shows the lot and the quantity or something. I don't know. Is that something y'all would like, or is that just not gonna matter? We have one of these available, ES40. ES40. One available. By the way, ES39 has sold out. Thank you so much. Andrew says, that doesn't mean I won't sneak something in your package if you're a good customer, if I see something that makes me think of you. Yeah, of course we do that. Of course. If we get to know you well enough, and because you're a good customer and you hang out with us and we see something we think you like, Andrew often tries to sneak little things in here and there if he sees something. Especially if he gets involved in any of the packing, shipping stuff, which he usually doesn't, but if he comes across something. Andrew says, and by sneak, I mean make a big note and hand it to Barb. Yeah, that's what he does. ES40 has sold out. Thank you so much. Pamela says, well, one could replay and associate the two. Yeah, you could definitely do the replay and just take a look, or write down the ones you think you might want as you go along, the ones you didn't get to select. Amy says, I think that would be helpful. Instead of rewatching the entire live, can try it for a week. Yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll put out a list of the items this week and the quantities that did not sell, and people can take a look, and we'll see if it helps at all. We'll do a week in review kind of thing. I'm not opposed to that. Anything that helps get more sales, I'm happy to try to do. If it's not, like, I can't take a picture of every one of these and put them out. That would take a lot of time for something that, you know, is like $1.25. Not to say that we don't want to make those sales, but if I can put out a list of the spreadsheet that I make and say, I now have still ES41 available, I can do that. If you think that would be helpful, if people are going to look at it, I guess is the question. Would y'all look at that out there, or would it be something that you're probably, after the live, you're really not going to look anymore? Because I don't know how much FOMO there is on that stuff sometimes. Like, if y'all are getting the fear of missing out because, you know, you don't know what's left, I'll be happy to make those lists and send them out. Let me know in the comments what you think. It would be a lot number and probably a quantity left. And then you can go back and either rewatch the video to find that lot number. But I won't be able to do pictures. There's only one of these, by the way, ES41. They're 6mm red, the deep kind of ruby garnet kind of red color. ES41. Pam says garnet color, right? There you go. Michelle says, if I were able to buy, that would be helpful. Okay, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it. Try it for a week. Why not? Like I said, I can't do pictures. I started trying to do pictures, and it was just so much extra work that it became hard to do, and people weren't really, there weren't really a lot of people claiming to put in the time to take all the pictures and color correct the pictures and all that. But I do the spreadsheet anyway. So if you all can work with a spreadsheet and go and match them up in the background on the video, I'm happy to do that. We'll give it a try this week and see. I'll try and make it maybe a little prettier than just a spreadsheet, but maybe you might just all just get a spreadsheet. Here's what's left, y'all. Check it out. Danette says, I think a spreadsheet would be great. A lot of times I don't get to see the live and rewatch. All right. Well, maybe at the end of each week then, for going into the weekend, I'll put out the spreadsheets. And I'll have to remember to do that. And we'll see what we get. See what happens if y'all like that. Marion says, I think it would be great for people who can't make it to the live. Okay. Michelle says, we can then look on the live and see what they are. Okay. Yeah, as long as you're willing to do that and go back and forth. I always try and make things super easy where you don't have to do that. But if you don't mind, I'm happy to do that. If it makes more sales for us, and especially in these estate things for other people, happy to do it. ES42, only one of these. These are these amber, light amber colored hearts. Amy says spreadsheets and Saturday tutorials, right? There we go. There we go. ES42, $1.25. One lot available. These little amber hearts. By the way, 41 has sold out. 40, 41 have both sold out. A number of people have tried to claim those, so only one person got it. So don't be surprised if you claimed it and didn't get it. We are getting multiple claims for some of these, and they're selling out. 42 has sold out. Thank you so much. Oops, what was that? 42. See, that one tried to get way out of order. We're in the land of one-offs right now. So there's a number of these right here kind of in the middle that are very just one lot. Amanda says, would it be easier to group what's left over in a single photo with the lot number underneath? No. 100% no. Spreadsheets, doable. Anything that requires photo or photo setups, much more work, and has not in the past presented itself to be worth it. So it would, I can do spreadsheets, but taking a photo of what's left over, no. What we do is we hand it over to Barb, and Barb actually sorts out the stuff. So we don't get involved in the sorting of it. So we'd have to sort it first and then take everything out of the bags that's left, because they go back into, everything goes back into 1 or 2, sometimes 3 different bags. We'd have to take them out, place them, take out the lot number paper, place them. No. And a lot of times we don't make a lot of extra sales on it. I wish we did. If we did, it'd be worth my time. But we'll see. We'll start with spreadsheets and we'll go from there. These are these larger kind of funky metallic. These are 6mm ones. We had some 3 or 4 ones before. 6mm large metallic colored beads, and there's only one lot of these available. ES43. ES43. There you go. ES43. One available, 6mm large metallic colored check glass. Andrew says, I was thinking of filming something tomorrow for the Saturday tutorial, maybe messy wire squiggle bead or a simple U-wire pendant. We could do that. We can make that work. Because if Andrew does not, we're not going to have a Saturday morning tutorial because Jen is still away. Jen is still away. Sandra said, those are fun. They are. And they're sold too. Thank you so much. Wait a second. What number was that? still not to this one. This one keeps jumping way out of order. Well, thank you all. A lot of people are grabbing at least some of these. We appreciate it. So does our friend that we're helping out. I think these are really great prices, and lots of great ways to use these in ways that you could make quick money back. These are sometimes those things, like even if you sell expensive things, like sometimes you still want to make a quick and easy something that you know is going to generate a return, right? We have expensive stuff, but we also sell $1.25 bags of beads, because sometimes you just know that those are, you know, at a price point where people can make a quick return. You buy these, you know, you can make a quick return on them. These are an AB finished light purple, and these ones are 4 millimeters. Seems like we're at 4 or 6 today. So AB, and there is only one of these, ES44. AB purple, light amethyst, check glass. One baggie available. What do you think of Andrew's idea of doing a Saturday morning tutorial? Y'all want a Saturday morning tutorial this Saturday? Should we get Andrew on that? We could do a quick one. Quick like a bunny, as my mom always used to say to us, quick like a bunny. Michelle says yes. Okay, next up are these. Faceted. Cheryl says, I might try last weekend's, just no time with spring yard work. Tell me about it. That's what I did all day. Yard work, mowing, weed eating. Andrew said, for shows, I would bring a cigar box full of one-off designs or little somethings, and if someone was nice or they spent a lot, they could pick a prize. There you go. Let's see. Michelle says, there have been a few times after the lives when I wanted something, but I thought it sold, so I didn't bother trying. This way we know for sure. And Susan says, same with me, Michelle. I suppose there is no perfect solution. I either wind up ordering too much and spending way too much, or missing something I really liked and could have gotten. Well, hopefully, yeah, if we put out spreadsheets, you can check in on that and see what happens. See what happens. Susan says, sure, or Sandra says, sure, sounds good for a tutorial. Of course we want an Andrew tutorial, says Marianne. This is ES45, by the way, and there's only one. If you like these little faceted ones, there's only one available. ES45. 41, 42, 43 have sold out. We still have 44 and 45 available. ES46. Trying to get the bag open. Sorry, everybody. ES46. Are these large 6 millimeter? Yes, 6 millimeter light amethyst colored check glass drukes. Only one of those available, ES46. $1.25. One available in the 6 millimeter size. And again, our purple, y'all don't, you don't like the purple. None of these purple ones are selling. It's a thing right now, I'm telling you, for some reason, people don't want the purple. Oh, our friend Gail Krausman Moore joined us on Instagram. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. And then, of course, somebody just bought that one. So that one's sold. Somebody does want the purple. Okay, this one has a staple I gotta take out. It's a staple bag. Dennis says, I have a ton of purple, need some green, don't have a lot of green. There was green earlier, did you grab it? Try and grab the green earlier today. Ooh, these are nice. As I drop one, let me see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Ah, sorry, I'm knocking everything around. Look at those. Shiny, shiny brights. 6 millimeter. There are 3 of these lots available. ES47. ES47 is $1.25 each. 3 of them available. 3 packs. This is what one pack looks like. At $1.25. Aren't those nice? Some metallic beauties. ES47. Down to 2 of those. Down to 2 of those. Anderson, I used to see Gail all the time at the show, on the show circuit, but nowadays it's been like years. Maybe 2020 was the last time I saw her. I know. I don't know if she's still out there. She just popped onto Instagram quick and popped off. But hello, if you're still out there. We haven't seen you in so long. Okay. ES48. ES48. Anybody want a little bit of blue in their life? I use this emoji a lot. A blue heart emoji for all my friends out there. Blue heart emoji. Andrew said she's doing some really cool things with shrink plastic. A lot of people are starting to do some really cool stuff with shrink plastic. I've seen a number of people, a number of our friends working with shrink plastic lately. So there's one of these, ES48, $1.25 for these hearts. $1.25. 1 bag available. I bet these will go. Who doesn't want a blue heart emoji in real life? Right? Woo, get in there. Okay. Marianne sending those heart emojis, right? Blue heart emoji. ES48, only 1 of those available. Vanessa says, what is shrink plastic? Like Shrinky Dinks? If you haven't seen shrink plastic, look it up. A lot of people are starting to do some fun stuff. You draw on it, and then you heat it up either in an oven, like a toaster oven, or with a heat gun. And it takes a big piece and shrinks it down to a hard little piece of plastic. And a lot of our friends out there are starting to do beads, and they hand draw creations on them and then shrink them down, and it's pretty nice. Andrew says, Gail was our first national teacher to teach a weekend intensive with us. Yeah, she came to Ligonier and taught with us. She did torch enameling, right? Is that right? I want to say. Shrinky Dinks I had as a kid, says Michelle. Yeah, I never knew what Shrinky Dinks were until much later in life. Because we didn't use them as kids, at least not that I remember. Next up, for all of you who wanted green, boom, there's some green. Green faceted little gemmy goodies. ES49. Pam says I used to make earrings with it. Yeah, you can make anything with it. She did a bunch of classes, torch enameling on brass, paper, clay, and collage. I guess I took the torch enameling class from her. Usually when we have teachers come in for our intensives here in Ligonier, when we used to do that, we try and take a class with everybody if we could. And I did the torch enameling class with her. ES49, $1.25. 2 of those available only. But you said you wanted green. Who needs green? There it is. Michelle says, I did a lot of arts and crafts as a kid growing up with ADHD. Mom had to keep me busy. We grew up not around a lot of people and with a lot of fields and open areas around, so we kept ourselves pretty busy riding bikes and four-wheelers and in the winter sled riding and just running and climbing trees, really. So we did that, but we were able to do that, thankfully. Even though some people cannot. Depending on your health things, right? Depending on your health. When we grew up, we were definitely Gen X in that most of the time our parents didn't get home. We kind of watched each other after school until our parents got home from work later in the day. So my brother and I would often go out and play and keep an eye on each other. Look at those. These are really cool. These are really cool. They're like a matte frosted goodness. These are about 4 millimeters. Aren't those fun? That's ES50, and there are only 2. If you like those, get them, because I think they're awesome. They're a really nice color. Andrew said, we did Shrinky Dinks. They used to come in printed sheets, and you color them in, but my favorites were the margins, and you can make your own designs. Nice. ES50, 2 of these available. Michelle says, rode a bike, roller skate, and did other stuff, but busy making stuff too. That's good. That's good. We used to, I play with my brother and my grandma. We'd make fake food. We'd color food, make like little designs of like hot dogs and burgers on cards, like little cardstock, and we'd play restaurant, and I'd make little. They look like a numeric touch panel. We'd draw that on cardstock, and we'd put it on the stairs, and you had to punch in the code to go up and down the stairs and open the secret doors. And we do things like that too in the house. We also did Tinker Toys. Tinker Toys were big. We weren't big on Legos as a family, but we had Tinker Toys, and I loved playing with Tinker Toys. Pamela says peas, right? They kind of do look like peas. Mary says, between our family and next door neighbors, we had about 25 acres to play in with farm buildings. Nice. We did not have that much at our house. Well, actually, we may have, actually. There is a lot of land. It didn't all belong to us, but we'd still play in it. So Michelle says Gen X, yeah. Amy says, the bake in your oven stained glass with little pockets of glass. I think I remember those. I feel like I remember those. That's like bringing back a memory out of the ether. ES51, there's only one of these available, these beautiful blues. And these are 6 millimeters as well. Denise says, I agree, they look like peas. They might look like peas. They look like peas, kind of, but I like them. I like them a lot. Andrew says, I wrote an article for a magazine years ago on using shrink plastic. I think it was Handmade Jewelry Magazine. Anybody see that article from Andrew? Anybody remember it? So there you go. These are blues in this beautiful, beautiful deep blue color. Blue check glass Drux ES51, $1.25, and that has sold. Thank you so much. Coming up, ES52. Again, for those of you who want green, a lot of you out there said you need green. There's some more green coming. Hold on. So then I get the bag open. We had about 30 people watching, dropping down to 15. Some of y'all getting tired. ES52. There's some more green. This is kind of that, I don't know, that greeny blue color a little bit again. in the faceted ones this time. And $1.25, there are only 2 of these available. ES52. Right now, if you haven't already liked and shared our broadcast, please do that. Let's get some more people in here. ES52. Marianne says teal. Kind of teal. These ones tend more toward the green, I think. Maybe teal. Close. Close to teal, at least. ES52, only 2 of those available. ES52, 2 of those available. Okay, everybody, how about this? How about an AG Live challenge? Since we're doing Check Glass tonight, let's see your creations in the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group for anything you've made from Check Glass you've gotten from us. Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group, AG Live challenge today is anything you've made with Check Glass. I know there should be a lot of designs out there later today because I know a lot of you have our Check Glass and love making stuff with it. So AG Live challenge tonight is post something in the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group on Facebook. If you're not a member of that group, just search Allegory Gallery Design Challenges and you'll see it pop up. Join the group and then go and post some stuff you've made with our Check Glass. All right. Amy says they look emerald on my screen. They're very green, but I would say they have a little bit of blue. Of course, I have a lot of blue here, so maybe that's me too. Susan says I love drawing and making things as a child. I made a Christmas sleigh when I was 8. My dad cut out the runners, but I helped. That's awesome. 1 lot of the green emoji hearts, right? There's the green hearts. ES53, 1 lot of these available. These are such a pretty color green. It's kind of that celery green again. Like compared to this green, compared to the green in my shirt. Can I see? There's the green in my shirt. It's such a pretty color. I love most greens. So anyway, ES53, 1 of them available only. Just 1. If you like it, grab it. ES53. Andrew says, one of my friends asked me to go to the Czech Republic this summer to buy stuff, but I don't think it's possible this year. No, I think we got way too much going on. I'd love to go see Czech Republic and maybe jump into Slovakia so I can see where my family's from. That'd be nice. I have some books that got handed down to me from my grandmother that shows, I think, maps of where our family is there, or was at least. Let's see. Susan said, William, I'm technically a boomer, but I identify with Gen X. I have trouble remembering what I ate for breakfast earlier today. Yeah. I like being Gen X. I was near the end, close to millennial, but still Gen X. I was born in 80, and I liked that we were the generation that knew both digital stuff and analog stuff. I like having both in my life. Pretty lime color, says Sandra. It is. And it's still available, surprisingly. Nobody wants that one yet. Next up, ES54 are these. So these are black on one side and metallic on the other. You got that metallic finish. They're all like that. And we have 9 of these available, these black hearts with a metallic finish, ES54. So you can go crazy. You can go crazy with those. ES54, $1.25, 9 of them available. great little black and metallic hearts. Those are the nice kind of things that if you do put them on an earring or somewhere where they swing, you get both colors on those, right? You get both sides, you get a little bit of flash. Pam says boomer here too. Andrew says, I think I'm Gen X, but I'm on the edge, so someone called me a geriatric millennial. That's a thing too. I'm definitely generally in most cases, I'm fully in Gen X, but it depends where you cut off. Some places cut off Gen X around 80, some cut them off 81, anywhere up to like 84, 85. But I associate mostly with Gen X, and I feel like it fits me pretty well. But I am close to millennial, or a geriatric millennial, as they say, as Andrew has been called before. So that's ES54. 9 of those available. Actually, we're down to 5 of those available. Just got an email boost coming in for those. Those are going fast. Grab those if you like them. ES53, I think, has sold out. I think there was only one of those. It's sold out. Whoever made that name up is hateful, says Andrew, the geriatric millennial. Oh, yeah, that's not the best turn of phrase, right? ES55 is this one. Neither of you are geriatrics, says Marianne, right? But you can be a geriatric millennial, you know, when you're on the verge, when you're in between Gen X and millennial, you're the oldest millennial, so you're the geriatric millennial. ES55, $1.25, only 2 lots of the clear hearts. And these hearts are about 6, I'm going to say probably 6 by 6. Yeah, 6 by 6. Susan says, I think my brain is a bit more elastic than most boomers. My old lady friends complain incessantly about millennials. I don't have a problem with the younger folks. Yeah, I have never had a problem. And we're getting to that point where the Gen Alpha and all, like, people are having issues with people, and I'm like, why? They're just young people doing their thing. Like, we did our thing as young people. Why is it any different if the young people want to do their thing? Young people are always going to want to do their thing, right, in their way. And why is that a thing? Why is that an issue? ES55, $1.25, 2 of them available, except they're all sold out now. Thank you so much. Oh. Ooh, these are nice. These are kind of like the maybe, I don't know. Let's get them out of the plastic here. Mary says, I don't have a problem with younger folks. It's not age that matters anyway, right? Susan says, I was born in 62, so. Ooh, these are pretty. These are pretty. Look at those. So these are, I think 4. These are 4mm in this beautiful kind of almost opaly blue color. That's like very pretty. And some are more transparent than others. It's a nice mix. So you're going to get a mix of them in there, which I think is really nice. Andrew says, I was with a group of teenagers at a retreat, and I guess they just assumed I was the same age, and they were complaining about the ancestors, meaning me and my generation. LOL. Yeah. I don't want to be, I always think that I never want to be in that generation that young people are claiming or trying to hold them back, because that's all. The young people are always the future of what we're doing, right? It's their future, it's their time, and not that our time is over, but I think that supporting them, I mean, what are you going to do? Try and hold them back until you're dead, and then they're going to do it anyway. So it's like I'm always trying to feel like that I need to we try and get to know what they're doing and understand why they're doing what they're doing, and trying to keep friends with people who are in the younger and younger generations. Andrew says, I'm so proud of the new generations. Yeah, they're doing great things. So this is ES56. There are 3 of these available. We're down to 2 of them available now. We do have a claim for 1 so far. Amy says, our actions now impact their future. And that's exactly what it is. What we do impacts them more than it impacts us, in most cases anyway. And so I think we should be trying to help them do what they feel is right for them. And that's the way I've always believed. I mean, when we were young, that's what we wanted the older generations to do, is do what was good for what we feel we need. And I think that's kind of, if you change your mind on that, and you start to become a hypocrite a little bit, because generally when you're young, you wish the older generations would help you out more. And now that we are becoming more of the older generations, you shouldn't change what you think should happen. Amy says, the younger generations now aren't taking the crap we were forced to and trying to create change. Yes, it's good. It's good, I think. Andrew said, especially marginalized communities, there's so much celebration about who they are and who they love. When I was growing up, there was so much shame and fear and repression. It's true. It's true. Growing up in the country and in a very small school, I was not able to come out. I didn't come out until after I graduated high school. I never dated anyone in high school, so people assumed, but it was a hard time. And now seeing people being able to love who they want to love, and at least for the most part, there are still areas that are not great. These are about 5 millimeters. And this is ES57, $1.25 for these light purple faceted ones. Susan says, me too. So this is Maxville Parish Blue, right? Amy says, yes, much more acceptance. Susan says, OMG, Andrew, wonder what they'd say about great grandma here. I think most of us here in the AG Bead fam are on the same wavelength. And I think there's a lot of things that young people would look at us and, of course there are things they'd be like, oh my goodness. But I think many of them would be happy to have us around and helping them out. Michelle says, I think my son is Gen Z. And Marion says, but still not enough acceptance. Nope, it's not everywhere yet. That's for certain. Here's one of these available. This is that garnet red. This is in 6 millimeter. I don't know if it was the same as before. This might be a repeat. I'm not 100% sure if we had a 6 millimeter one or if it was the 4 millimeter before. But there's one of these available, ES58. Let me see if I can get a white card behind it so you can see more of the red as they go rolling. It's a hard time with this. There you go. See the red reflection? ES58, that dark, dark garnet red. One of those available, $1.25. Susan says, I belong to a civic political group that has a lot of younger members. I'm one of the elders. They're incredibly smart, talented, motivated, and organized. It's a bit intimidating. Yeah, for as much slack as younger people get a lot of times for not wanting to work, or, I have not come across that myself. Most of the young people I know want to work, want to do things. They just want to be treated fairly for what they do. And you can't blame them for that, I think. Andrew says, I think we made a lot of progress. It was illegal for William and me to be married just a few years ago, but there's more change to come, right? Yeah, we're actually married. Imagine that. Never was ever sure that was ever going to happen in our lifetime. 6mm in this amber, beautiful amber color. Isn't that lovely? Only one of them available, ES59, $1.25. ES59, beautiful amber, $1.25. Just one. That's beautiful. Look at that. Pair that with some green or purple or bone beads. Marion says, I've come across that, William, with some millennials. Come across what? What did I say? What was the last thing? What are you referring to? Sometimes I lose track of myself. Oh, this one's a staple. One moment while I get this staple out. Susan says, those almost look like garnet. I know. Super deep color. Come on. Open the bag. Oh, that they don't want to work. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know many people. I mean, millennials now are older and are having kids. So I don't come across generally many of them not wanting to work either. 6mm. Sometimes I was driving down the street the other day and I was following a school bus. It was coming back from Johnstown, and I got behind the school buses and I was looking at the parents picking up their kids, and I was like, oh, that's my age. And then I realized that's not really my age anymore. Like, they're probably a decade younger than me. Like, technically their kids, I could be their grandparents to their kids, technically speaking. And I was like, it really hit me. And I was like, whoo, that's a different thought process. Thinking you're the same age as the parents could be, but knowing that you're probably a number of years younger or older. It's like, it used to be the point you're like, oh yeah, all my friends are having kids. Now you could be the grandparent, technically speaking. If you had kids early and they had kids early, you could have possibly be a grandparent. It was a weird thought. I just laughed. ES60. There are 7 of these available. These are the 6mm rounds. $1.25 each. But they're purple, so probably nobody wants any, right? And see, there's the old $1.25. You can see it barely is still on there. So we're truthful. These are all originally probably in the 90s, $1.25, and we're keeping that same price for y'all. All right, ES61. Amy says, people want to work, but not the jobs where they are being treated poorly, hence labor shortages in service businesses. Yes. Yeah, they don't want to work for nothing anymore, and they don't want to work where people don't treat them right or have respect for them. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I wouldn't either. Andrew says, as someone who studies history, I sometimes get nervous that the soap bubble will pop. In Berlin before the wars, there was a lot of freedom and progress, but then the pendulum swung back and a lot of that disappeared. A lot of literature was burnt and people were jailed or killed. So I always have that in the back of my mind that it could happen again. Yeah, a lot of times after the most free times or the most liberated times, you end up getting a swing back. And, you know, that's allowing people who don't believe in the freedom to have their way again. These are 8mm. These are big. 8mm amber hearts. Student says for no benefits and bad wages, right? Yeah. Student says all the colors from this ES are simply amazing, aren't they? These are the old colors, right? These are the vintage colors. They got some good colors in here. Student says for no benefits and bad wages, right? Nobody wants to work with no benefits and bad wages. 4 lots available, $1.25. 4 lots available. Those are beautiful. Get all the heart emojis today. Start making heart emoji earrings. Get one of each color. You even have the black hearts, right? One of each color. Make heart emoji earrings or heart emoji simple necklaces or bracelets. Susan says, it's funny, I could be their grandma or great aunt, right? That's so weird. Pam says, depending upon what company, wages out here are great. Yeah, not always great everywhere. Marion says, I am a great aunt to millennials. Crazy to think, right? Where does time go? Where does time go? Ooh, ooh, wow. Sorry. You don't know what's going on. These just like almost jumped out of my hand. These are rounds in black. So nice little black. I think these are 4mm. 4mm, black rounds. Drooks. ES62, $1.25 per bag. You're seeing what is in the bag. ES62, 2 lots available only. If you're looking for nice little black rounds, there they are. There they are. Black check glass. $1.25 only. 2 lots available. You can see they're old bags. Keep telling you. Old bags. Old stock. Old prices. Andrew says those make good eyes for polymer creatures. Yeah, you making any creatures? That's a good idea, Andrew. Making any creatures? Need some eyes. There you go. Little black eyes. By the way, what came before millennials? That's Gen X, Marianne. That's what I am. Gen X before millennials. And before that, boomers. There is, I think, a subcategory in there between boomers and Gen X somewhere, I think, that they've come up with now. They keep coming up with more, right? And I heard the other day, or read about the other day, and I can't remember what it is. But generally, it's boomers, Gen X, millennials, and then what? Gen Z, and then Gen Alpha. Marion says, okay, also great aunt to Gen X. ES63, $1.25 for these AB coated. Aren't those pretty? Look at those. Talk about some good color and good work on those. These ones are 6mm. 6mm. And they're AB coated. Sorry, clearing my throat. 4 of them available only. 4 available. ES63. I have a feeling these are going to go quick. Look how pretty they are. They shine, sparkle, all different beautiful colors. They got that AB finish on them. Sometimes I don't like AB finish, but these are done so well. They got just that little bit of extra pop to them. Those are really pretty. 4 of them available at $1.25 each. ES63. Michelle says, okay, then my son is definitely Gen Z. After millennials. Then we're down to 3 of those ES63. Andrew says, I think the speed of technology, there's more progress in a shorter time span and easier to have micro generations. I would believe that. That makes sense. Sandra says, I know I seem to lost track of time. Feels like it sometimes, right? Where are we? What are we doing now? What's happening? What's going on? Michelle says, 98. Born in 98. I don't know if that's... Born in 98. Is that still millennial? No, I don't think so. That'd probably be Gen Z. These are 4mm. Beautiful blues. There are only 2 of these lots available. ES64. This beautiful light, kind of light blue color. ES64. That's like a sky on a very, very clear, beautiful day, right? Maybe turning a little bit toward dusk. ES64. $1.25. Michelle says it's Gen Z right before the Gen Alpha, the next generation, Gen Alpha. They went back to A again, making their way around the alphabet. Millennials end in 96. Okay, so then, yep, just the beginning of Gen Z then from Michelle's son. I graduated when your son was born in high school. Graduated in 98. Ooh, these are pretty. ES65. Thank goodness there's a number of these because I think you're going to like these. Check those out. And I think these are 5mm. Student says younger boomers are very different from older boomers who are more like Gen X. I believe that. Like, I think there's a difference in the boomers as far as whether you've accepted new technologies and accepted like things like that and how progressive. Like, I know my mom, she is super progressive about technology, always willing to learn new things. And I think there's a difference. I would believe there's a difference there. ES65. $1.25. 6 lots of those available. I think people are going to like these a lot. I have a feeling. Michelle says, my mom is a younger boomer. My mother-in-law is an older boomer. Is there a difference? Can you tell a difference? Not to call you out, call them out. Do they watch? All right, ES66. She says yes, difference. ES66. Saw some of those 65s going. I don't think we're sold out yet, though. ES66. Oh, here's some Lil Reds. These are the 4mm. My mom is more technically, I'm guessing, inclined than my mother-in-law. Yeah, I think there's a difference there. And probably also, like, my mom got into tech too and stuff, and my aunt was very much into technology. She, when computers were not cheap, she was one of the first, well, she was the first one to bring a computer into the Roadster factory where we worked to modernize their system from hand stuff to computer. She jumped on the computer bandwagon real quick. All right, ES66, $1.25, 8 lots available. 8 lots available. ES66. Coming up. Ooh, these are really pretty. I love the matte kind of finish ones. I love matte things. And these, I think, if I get them out of the bag, I think these are going to be matte. They're not. See, they look matte in the bag, but they're not matte. Sorry, everybody. I led you astray there for a second. Seriously, though, let me show you why I thought they were going to be matte. The bag makes them look like they're going to be matte. They're not. They're still beautiful. This is that kind of rose quartz, kind of rose pink color, 6mm rounds. They are ES67, and there are 4 of them available. Marianne says, I act like a younger boomer. That's good. Got to stay young no matter what, right? Well, you don't have to stay young, but I think you should act a little young sometimes. I think it's good for you. ES67, 4 lots available, $1.25. $1.25, ES67. Remember, if you are new to us, please, if you're claiming anything tonight, please make sure you send us an email with your shipping address when you're all done claiming. We do need an email with your shipping address. ES68. ES68. These are the smaller. So the ones we just did, these are the 4mm versions. Amy says adapt and evolve, right? You have to. And these don't look pink in my hand, but they are pink. My hand changes their color a little bit. ES68, so if you just got ES67, you can match them up with these, ES68. Pair them with some rose quartz, pair them with some of that beautiful purple we had earlier, that light lavender, kind of light amethyst purple color. Be really pretty with that. Oh, it's getting that time, everybody. I haven't eaten yet. What'd y'all have for dinner? What'd y'all have for dinner? I don't know. I think we're going to have leftovers tonight. I think we're at leftover time. Okay. ES69 are these little metallics, the little ones. I don't think we had these before, did we? Little metallics in the blue, green, purple, in the 4mm size. ES69. Did we have those before? Michelle says yes. Is that to that? We might have. If you missed them last time, there they are again. I feel like they were different colors, maybe. I don't know. Might have missed those. Let's see here. Pam says, I'm the young boomer. Michelle says, my mom worked on the big computers the companies used to have. My mother-in-law has trouble with her email half the time. See? Pam says, forward thinking and outside the box, prepare for the future. Marianne says, more of my sort of chili you had. Chili sounds good. Pam had pretzels and peanuts. That's quite the dinner. Amy's had split pizza. One side eggplant, other side meatball ricotta. That sounds delicious. Rose Lee had tacos. Tacos, that sounds good too. Norma had Panera Mexican street corn soup. Andrew said there's a greener metallic. Yeah, I think they were a little bit different. We had them separated out. These ones I think have more of the magentas in them. The other ones had more of the blue-green in them, I believe. Marion says, I started out using key punch cards for computers. That's what my grandmother used to work for our elementary school, and she would tell us about starting out and bringing in the key punch cards, and she started working on those too. But I think they were very early adopters of computers. For some reason, and I don't know if I think she was part of that decision. I guess my family just has been into tech quite a bit. ES70, $1.25. 5 lots of these available. These are the small ambers in 4mm. Susan had Greek style salad from Trader Joe's. Nice. Michelle says, no clue what we were doing about dinner. Pam says, I'll have to go up to Trader Joe's and find that. Key punch card confetti, says Pam, right? I've heard about that. You think about how quickly computers have progressed. Andrew says, I feel most schools try to adopt technology earlier. Yeah, if you have the right person in the school, right? I think it's good. Okay, these look like they're going to be matte. Let's see if they are actually matte when they come out of here. Yes, little matte hearts in clear. These are smaller. These are 6mm. Amy says, library cards that had the pocket and card for checkout, now it's all barcoded and scanned. Yeah, that happened. That definitely happened in my time period. When we were in elementary school, you had the card where you took it out and they wrote your name down and kept the card, and then you bring it back. And then by the time I left high school, everything was barcoded and scanned. And the card catalog started going away. It was still there, but it hadn't been taken out yet, I don't think, but less and less reliant on it. Andrew said, like, there's a big debate locally because they're trying to fight having iPads in class. Yeah, it all depends who's in charge, right? So this is ES71, $1.25, 8 lots available. Some people just don't want to move on to the new technology, which I think is, I don't know. For me, I think I'm a technology person. So it's crazy, I think, that schools don't adapt and accept new technology, because that is obviously what the future is. Like, technology is out. Technology is not going away. I think kids should be getting used to it. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be what their life is, right? It's only going to get more advanced. It's generally not going to go backwards. So getting them used to it, I think, because, sometimes kids only have access to technology in schools. Our elementary schools had computers for a long time before we ever were able to have a computer in our house. But once we got a computer in our house, we knew how to use it better because we had computers at school. These I think are the 5mm ones again. 5 millimeters. There are only 2 of these available in this beautiful blue color, ES72, $1.25. Andrew says, I'm pretty analog in a lot of ways, but that's a choice, not a mandate. Yeah. Susan says, our library has eliminated library fines. That's interesting. That's kind of cool. Norma says, our library has too. I don't know if ours has. Honestly, I don't check out books. We do the digital checkouts on things, but I haven't checked out a book in quite a while. Michelle says, I remember when they were having our son doing homework on the computer, we were like, wow. Right? Oops. Ooh. And these are sold out. Thank you so much. Oh. Okay, just a few more to go, y'all. Just a few more to go. Thank you all for hanging out there with us. Still got 14 plus people watching, which is great for as long as we've been going and for these little lots. You know, sometimes people just like to hang out for the big flashy stuff, but I kind of like these. Like, I think we've had a lot of good conversation. I think it's been a really good evening. 4 millimeters. These are kind of an opalized little 4mm round. This is ES73, $1.25 each, and only 2 of those available. Amy says there was a library recently that said send a picture of a cat and they'll waive the fees. That's funny. Mary says, I don't know about fines since I mostly do digital books. Yeah, I don't know either anymore. These are really pretty. And again, some of them are more transparent than others. I like that mix. I always like a mix like that. They're not all the same. That gives you some variety to play with. $1.25, ES73, 2 available only. My stomach's starting to growl. I don't know if you can hear that or not, because the food call, it's making the food call in my stomach. All right. This one's stapled. Give me a moment while I get the staple out. ES74. Aha. I knew I had matte ones. I thought they were the ones before. These are the matte. So 6mm matte rounds, check glass, $1.25, only 2 lots available. ES74. ES74. 2 lots available. ES74. These are matte, clear rounds, Drooks, check glass, 6mm each. Again, I don't know if you can see that. There's the old $1.25 price on there. Way back then. My library doesn't have a membership fee. I don't think ours had a membership fee when I got my library card. And I've not had to renew it, so I don't think we have a membership fee either here. I think I saw that thing about cats in the library waving. I think I saw that on Facebook somewhere. That was pretty cute. Susan says that's so cute. I think so too. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this evening so far, everybody. We just have, I think, 2 lots to go, and then we're done. Well, 3 including this one. These are 6mm in this beautiful light green color. ES75. There are only 2 of these available. 2 of these available. Pretty 6mm green lots. I love how these glow. Michelle's enjoying it. Good. Gilbert just stood up. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Feeling better? Rose is having so much fun. Thank you. I'm glad you are. I know sometimes some people like to chat, some people don't. I haven't heard you say much, Rose, but we appreciate you being here and hope you are enjoying it. And please always feel free to jump into the conversation. We like to chat. We're chatty people, the AG Bead fam out there. Marion says, hopefully spent my $10. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Next up, we have 2 lots available of these tiny black hearts, black heart emoji, 6 millimeters. Here we go. This is ES76. We have 2 lots of those available. Small black hearts, just plain. They don't have the metallic coating of any sort. Just a glossy black, really nice. ES76. And the last lot this evening, ES77. We only have 1 available. Of course, it's stapled. It doesn't want to open. ES77 are these beautiful purple hearts. And these ones are the 8 millimeter size purple hearts. And ES77, $1.25, 1 lot available. All right, ES77, 1 lot available. This is you need to eat, William. I know, I do. I had a Snickers and I had an oatmeal cream pie earlier today. A Little Debbie oatmeal cream pie. That was not enough food, but it was a good snack. It was a good snack. Don't tell Andrew there are oatmeal cream pies in the cupboard. So let me flip the camera around real quick. He says, "Where's mine?" Whoa, I can't flip the camera around too much. My cord isn't long enough to go. I'll just shrink down here. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Our friend who we're working with appreciates it. We hope you had a good evening. I had a great evening chatting with you all. Again, please help send Gilbert some extra good energy and love. He's having a rough day. We're hoping it's just a little stomach upset and he'll be back to his normal self soon. But we're going to check on him here now that the live is almost over, and we're going to get some food. So thank you all for hanging out. We talked about in this live that I'm going to start showing some of the spreadsheets of what's remaining. So I don't know if I'll do it every night after the live, but maybe we'll do a week in review kind of post where I will share the spreadsheets of what still remains from the week before, from the week. And you can go back over the weekend if you want to and check and see if anything you want is still available. How's that sound? I could probably do it every night because I do almost invoice every night. Which would you prefer? Let me know in the comments if you'd prefer it at the end of the night or if you want a week in review roundup of what's left from all the weeks live. Marion says weekly is best. Let me know what you think. I think we can do that. I think we can do that. Weekly is better, says Pam. Sounds like weekly is the thing. Michelle says weekly. Okay. So at the end of every week, I will try and do a week in review spreadsheet post where we show what lots are still available and how many of each from the week's videos. Sounds good. Hopefully that'll help us all get things we want, get us some sales, get you the things you want that you may have missed. And yeah, so that also means as you're going through the lives, maybe remember to jot down your alternatives if you don't get what you want. And then you can check them against the week in review thing too. Whatever, however you want to do it, however you want to do it. All right. Thank you again so much for hanging out with us. We are so grateful for all of you sending good energy. I know a lot of you have a lot of things going on tomorrow. So we're sending out good energy to all of you. And remember, take a moment or two to send good energy to your fellow AG Bead fam. And, you know, just take that moment in your day and wish us all, as we always do, a good, prosperous day. All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye, everybody.